get one of my favorite Flyers. He's a Jersey boy. So let's go to the sports hotline and welcome in from the Philadelphia Flyers, James Van Riemsdyk. What's up, JVR?
Hey, guys. Not too much. Thanks for having me.
So you're just fresh off the World Championships. When did you get back home?
Yeah, so I was actually there for starting in Germany and Slovakia there for the tournament for 3 weeks, and then actually again took a couple days after in Spain, and then came back on Tuesday. So just been back in the States just for a few days now.
So I see you pumped a couple goals in. You guys played pretty well, but you had an early exit.
Yeah, it was as far as the group we had, I thought we had a really solid team, and it was pretty crazy going into our last game against Canada. We could finish anywhere between first and fourth in our pool, and obviously, again, we didn't come up on the right end of that game. And in tournaments like that, where it's one and done in the quarterfinal round, pretty much anything can happen. So we played, I thought, a pretty strong game against Russia, but ultimately came up a little bit short. So definitely a little disappointing, but thought it was a good experience, and it's always cool to be around. Obviously, we had a lot of really high-end players on our team, and be in that environment with guys like that, and you pick their brains about stuff, and enjoy being around them too. So I thought, again, it was overall a good experience in that respect.
All right, JVR, I want to get you. Look, you're from New Jersey. You were born in Middletown, New Jersey, Middle Township, and you went to Christian Brothers High School up there in North Jersey. Were you? Who did you like? Were you a Rangers fan, Islanders, Devils, Flyers? Who were you?
I haven't had to own up to this one lately and have it mean something, but obviously now being back in Philly, not exactly music to everyone's ears, but I grew up a Rangers fan, so definitely grew up enjoying watching.
That's understandable, JVR.
Going to their games.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
You lived right there. I mean, how long? You were what? 20 minutes from the Madison Square Garden? 25 minutes from the Garden?
Yeah, not quite that. Again, it was probably like an hour train ride, maybe in from where I live. We'd shoot in on the train and go see games quite a bit with my family growing up, so that was something we always enjoyed to do.
James, this is Pete Thompson. So you're talking Rangers. Are we talking like Messier, we will win tonight? Are we talking Mike Richter, Brian Leach? Who are the guys that you were like, oh, they're so good?
Yeah, all those guys, I mean, were so much fun to watch. I mean, you mentioned those names, and you got a guy like Alexei Kovalev was fun. Like Adam Graves, I was watching him. There was lots
Brian
of great
Leach.
guys to Brian Leach, yeah, you said it. I mean, there was lots of fun guys to watch over the years for sure.
All right, JVR. Then you get drafted to the Philadelphia Flyers as a Rangers fan. Matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, I had Phil Costa in sitting in here in the locker room with me, and who grew up in he went to Holy Cross High
Yeah, then
High
he ended
School.
up playing for the Cowboys.
And he gets drafted by the Cowboys, the dreaded, hated Cowboys. So then you get drafted to the Flyers. What was that like with your family and friends? The Broad Street Bullies.
Yeah, for sure. Some buddies were maybe a little hesitant at first, but I think again it's been actually really cool to see. Obviously you see the Jersey map where you have a clear distinction where you have obviously the Flyers, and then up north by me you have the Rangers, Devils, and Islanders sprinkled in. But certainly, and within my neighborhood and in my community of people, there's definitely a pocket now of Flyers fans up there now after. Me coming back to Philadelphia and being drafted in Philadelphia those years ago, so that's always cool to be able to share it with those people and the support that they've given me over the years.
We're talking with James Van Riemsdyk of the Philadelphia Flyers, and you come from a hockey family. I mean, your brother Trevor plays and Brandon plays at University of New Hampshire, so you come from a hockey family. You guys got a lot of hockey in your blood.
Yeah, for sure. I think again we just loved it, everything about it growing up, and played a lot. Together, whether it be in the basement or the driveway or pretty much wherever we can find a place to play, we were playing. So, it's a lot of fun, and it's fun for us to share this journey with each other. And obviously, again, they've had some success over the course of their careers now too. And it's fun for us to, again, especially in the summers, kind of be together and train together and try to help the other guys get a little bit better. So that's been a cool process for us.
That was your last tweet, James, about Brendan graduating, and you put that tweet up May 18th. So Twitter, necessary evil. You like to scan to see what they're saying, but you're not a big poster. What are your takes on Twitter?
You know what? It's interesting with that. I think, again, as you get older and you get more things going on, you get probably a little bit smarter. You stop worrying about all that extra noise when it comes to stuff like that. Because, again, no matter what you do, there's going to be opinions, both good and bad, out there. So again, just mentally to keep yourself in a good space. Sometimes I found it best to just leave all that stuff alone. Because again, it can be riding the highs too high and the lows can get pretty low. So you try to stay even keeled through all that and not worry about too much what other people are saying.
One of the fun things I forgot about you is that you played in Operation Hat Trick. I covered that game for TV 40 down here. That was November 24th, 2012, and you were part of that charity game at Boardwalk Hall right here in Atlantic City to raise money for Hurricane Sandy victims.
Yeah, that was great. I was actually just talking about that with some of the guys when we went down for a night at the end of our year, and we were just talking about that a little bit. Again, just thinking back how cool that was and seeing some videos and some pictures of it just recently. It was packed in there. It was a great atmosphere, obviously for a great cause. So that was something that was a pretty cool event to be a part of for sure.
We're talking with James Van Riemsdyk of the Flyers. And JVR, you guys finished 500, 37-37 last year. Tough year, new coaching staff coming in. What were some of the things that I know you got off to a slow start? You had some nagging injuries, and you finished with 27 goals. A little bit of a tough year for you guys. If you had to put your finger on one thing, what was the one thing that was something that was really hard to overcome for the Flyers team?
Yeah, you know, that's a good question. I think again, for whatever reason, we just had a hard time finding that consistency within our structure. I think there was times, again, where we'd be shooting ourselves in the foot a lot, and it's tough. And again, you see the parity in the league and how tough it is to win. So if you're making it harder and you're chasing the game a lot, it makes it really hard to have consistent success. So I think, again, we obviously found a little bit of mojo down the stretch, and we're able to go on a pretty good run to get ourselves back in the conversation. But obviously, ultimately, it was a little bit too little, too late. So hopefully, that's something we can learn from going into next year and realize, again, if we find that sort of consistency and just about being smart and doing things the right way, I think you make things, you give yourself a chance to win every night when you do it.
Yeah, I noticed over the last couple of years, it seems like you guys always dug yourself a hole. We're always down 1 or 2 goals. And you have to come fighting back. That takes a lot out of a team, especially when you're in a playoff run. Starting the games off, down 2-0. That's not something you want to do.
Yeah, you know what, for sure. I think again comes we have to be prepared to have a great start to the season, and certainly we have to do a much better job early in games. Like I mentioned before, just making sure we're not doing things that where you leave things up to chance. You want to be smart and be calculated about the decisions you make on the ice, and not be overly reckless in certain aspects of the game. I think we did a much better job of that.
So now let's
look half of the year, but it makes it tough when you're not doing it that way.
Let's look to the future. I mean, you got a new coaching staff in place, Elaine Vigneault. What do you know about him? Have you had a chance to ever work with him before? What do you expect? What are your expectations for this season coming up with a new coaching staff?
Yeah, and again, obviously lots of excitement for sure. I think, again, you look at his track record, and he's been a part of some great teams and been in the Cup final a few times. So obviously, I'm sure he's pretty excited to hopefully get another crack at that. And yeah, as far as playing for him or any of the other new coaching hires, I haven't played for them in any other situations or teams or whatever. But certainly, again, there's a lot of experience there, and I'm excited to get everything started for next year.
Yeah, JVR, they've all been head coaches before. Has that been a change for you, like in the way the league is now? It used to be the head coach, assistants were assistants, the head coaches were the head coach. Now you got Michelle Therrien, Mike Yeo, Elaine Vigneault. They've all been the top guy before. Everywhere you turn, whoever you turn to, the guy's been the leader behind the bench before.
Yeah, for sure. I think that brings a good amount of insight. For sure, it's just some different perspectives on things too that I think is healthy to have. I think again, when you have some different point of view on things and things like that, I think again, obviously, being a head coach is a big time honor. So obviously, that says a lot about their ability and how they see the game and think the game. So it sounds like we've got some quality people on our staff.
All right, JVR, one more question before we let you go. We're running out of time. The Stanley Cup Finals has been very exciting to watch. And, of course, your former assistant coach, Craig Berube, is leading the St. Louis Blues on a great run. Talk to us a little bit about what kind of coach Craig Berube is.
Yeah, he was awesome with me. He's been one of probably my favorite coaches that I've had in my career. I mean, he's got a great temperament, great feel for the game, and he's really good at developing that relationship with players. I mean, I remember my first couple of years in the league, he was great about again pulling me aside, would basically watch video of all my shifts from the game before, and we'd kind of talk about it and stuff like that. So that was something that really helped me a lot early on, and I really appreciate it. And I'm happy to see him having some success because he definitely deserves it. He works hard at it, and it seems like he's got those guys. He's pushing all the right buttons for those guys and has them playing really well.
Yeah, very exciting Stanley Cup Final. JVR, I want to thank you for taking time to call into the show, and much success in the up and coming season.
All righty, thanks so much, guys.